Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to the Venusian Light Tarot. So today we are here to do a specific message for a specific group of people in the collective. So if this reading pops up randomly, if you do feel called in any kind of way to the title, to the thumbnail, then it could be for you. But of course, just take what resonates. It's not going to be for everyone. So as usual, I'm going to tap into, or I'm going to share actually, what I already channeled here prior to the reading. And then we will open up more, we'll pull some more cards, and we will go from there. If there will be an extended, I'll have it linked down below, and I will mention it at the end. Okay, so before we start with this reading, I do want to say that this is, again, a very specific message for a group of people. I know I typically say that in the beginning of these readings, but there are times when some of them feel extra specific. So this is one of those readings. This is not going to be for everyone. So if it doesn't fit, if you feel confused about it, then it may not be for you. So also it could be a little bit of like a triggering message. It's a bit more of a difficult energy. So I just wanted to mention that before we get into the details. So when I first tapped in to this energy, I was being shown a bunch of wild horses running, and I was being shown these like swirls of energy that were almost like we did have the two tornadoes that came out after when I shuffled the cards, and that's kind of what I was seeing, like just swirls of energy. And then they showed me like a box, or it almost looked like a well, and there was everything kind of coming up and popping out of this well. And I was being shown an image of you as the viewer, kind of like holding something in your hand, and you had two different pathways to choose from. There was one on the left, or one behind you, and one in front of you. And then they kind of showed me you trying to stuff yourself into a box that you had outgrown. And it was almost like you were stuffing everything that you had to offer into this too small of a box. And as I kind of opened up a bit more to the energy, I kept hearing, yes, it's time to go. It's time to go. I heard that like 3 times. And I also was hearing, we can't revive or hold on to something anymore. We're meant to go into a different direction now. And there was a bit of like an uneasy feeling that I was feeling in my solar plexus when that came up, which is why I do feel several things were coming through here that could indicate that some of you might have a difficult time with this message, or you would know if this would be for you, and you've been kind of feeling a bit uneasy about some sort of like upcoming change, or just an awareness that's coming in, whether you've accepted it or not, that you do need to let go or move away from something. And of course, and I did channel some specifics for how you would know this is for you, so I will go into that in a minute, but of course this is going to be very different for everyone. I was getting, this could be several things. This could be a job situation that you no longer fit in that job. This also could be a relationship, or the idea of something or a person that you have been attached to for quite some time. For most of you, that feels like it is the situation, but they were kind of describing the energy behind this, which could maybe help you to understand why you're no longer needing to be in this place. Is because I was hearing your energy is no longer needed or sustainable in that vibration or in that frequency. But it was almost like on a deeper level, you have nothing left to learn from that, but you also have nothing left to like contribute to that person or to that job. So in a way, it's as if you are operating there out of an old timeline, or something that you once resonated with, but that was necessary at the time, if that makes sense, for you to be present in that relationship or job or cycle. So it's like it can no longer be there. And it was almost like with the swirls of energy that they were showing, you also at the same time can no longer contain this energy that's now needed for something else. So I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like, again, you were trying to stuff yourself, whether you knew it or not, like into this confined box by either staying attached to something or however that is right now for you, whether you're still attached to it or if it's still an expectation that you have of that situation, or if you're just struggling to remove your blockages with that. You're supposed to kind of go beyond now into using that energy to apply yourself in a different direction, because that can also no longer be contained within you. So with the reference of like the horses running, you are meant to be free and wild, and there's just this, maybe like explosion of energy that's coming up within you or will soon come through that is now, again, like needed to apply elsewhere. So we do have these cards that came through: clear, cancel, release. We have this loosen your grip, the you're not for everyone, embrace your weirdness, heartache over what you no longer have. And I was also getting this like split off point. And it kind of feels like it's like almost circling around this message here too. And that kind of feels like what this is, or how you would resonate with this, or how you would know, is that for some, this has been like a very on and off kind of dynamic. I don't know if either you've tried to move on from something and then you kind of get pulled back, or if you actually have been on and off with like a person, or however this is. It just feels like it's been something that you've been maybe trying to decide on for a while, or knowing that you're getting closer to like a breaking point with that, to where you do need to release this energy, and it's kind of brewing within you. For someone specific, I was getting, there's an emphasis on the throat chakra that has been blocked or suppressed, and I kind of can feel that here too when I'm talking and I'm a little bit out of breath. So I feel like this could be, there's been something with this situation that you put yourself in a box in that has kind of put a wall somehow like around your self-expression or your throat chakra, where it's been difficult for you to express yourself or to embrace this, new path for yourself. But it also feels like this could kind of scan the deeper layers of what's been happening in the background by staying attached to a person or to a situation that you may not be aware of. So for example, you could be unaware that it actually has been creating a big block for you in other areas of your life. Maybe your ability to manifest abundance, to bring in new opportunities, and you may have thought that it was not really affecting you in that way, but it's becoming more apparent for you, or Spirit wants to bring this through for someone to see it from that perspective, that it actually has been causing more blockages for you. And so it's kind of been too long now that you've been contained in that box, or that you've allowed this person, situation to have some kind of control over you, or to keep giving to that, even energetically. And they do want to say for some of you that this actually could be a combination of things, because it feels a little bit fuzzy or jumbled here. So for some of you, this could be a couple of different things that you have been putting yourself in that box with. So it could be a person, a relationship, and a maybe career path, and certain maybe things within yourself that you've been feeling stuck with. So it could be like a lot of things contained in that box, and that's with like the stallions, the horses breaking free. It's definitely Spirit's wanting someone to be like that stallion and allow yourself now to really cut loose from this. So we'll get some more details here and see. Let me see if there's anything else that, and I was hearing contract fulfilled. So again, your energy can no longer be sustainable because a contract on a soul level has been fulfilled there. And so yes, it's time to go now. And let's see what else I wrote down here. And I was also sneezing a few times when I was tapping into this energy. And I also felt like this wave of anger. A lot of like emotions were coming through. Also like burping, coughing, which always can be a sign of releasing of energy. So if you have been, maybe not just if you've been sneezing because of allergies, but a lot of times I've noticed when something is like stuck within us, or if we tap into a certain energy and we start coughing or sneezing, it's because we're trying to release something that doesn't really it's like an allergen to our like system, or it just doesn't really resonate anymore. So that was a very clear confirmation that something is trying to be released from your system right now, from your aura, from your energy. But deeper than that, it's trying to be released to like from your whole kind of like life in some certain way. So this definitely could be a pivot into a completely different direction, or just to embody the energy of being ready for change and new opportunities. Also seeing a white flag of surrender. And again, it feels like there's a bit of like stuck in the mud feeling here to get this message across, because it may have taken a lot of effort, or not effort, but a lot of courage maybe for some of you to wave that white flag of surrender. And for some, this is quite deep, to where it could also overlap with like another situation. Like, let's say that there is a person involved, or an ex, or whoever this is. It could be that you can no longer, like wait for that person, but you also can no longer hold space for that person, because they are also in some similar blocked energy in their own personal life. So it's almost like there's an overlap of energy here, to where there's just like a surrender of something that we can't change. And so if you do find that some of this also picks up on a person around you, that could be the split off moment, that we have to now move both into different directions, something along those lines. But take it where it applies. Also, I was hearing it's time to co-create in a deeper way with spirit. And that's kind of like the after effects of this, is that you are meant to work with spirit and to co-create in a higher vision for your life. So this would be like a catalyst for you to now embark on like new quests, new adventures, and even maybe manifest bigger and better things for yourself. Since with that split off point, and I was seeing you standing with this kind of energy in your hand, and you had one path to the left and one path to the right, kind of like this woman here actually has two hands open. You maybe are about to like manifest a lot bigger and better changes for yourself, as you open your energy to remove this blockage that has maybe been lingering here for some of you for quite a while. And the words like beyond kept coming through. It's time to go beyond now. We can't revive or hold on to something. And dead end. Yeah, the energy is no longer needed. You've shrunken yourself into too small of a box. What you feel that you have to be versus what or who you actually are is also what was coming through. So some specifics that may connect with you to give some confirmations. These don't have to resonate, but they can be confirmations for some people, and we'll get some more at the end. I was hearing that song, White Flag. I don't know who sings it. I think it's like a 90s song, The White Flag of Surrender. I think it's like Dido, the artist. 90 songs in general were coming through for some reason. As I mentioned, something about releasing blockages in the throat chakra, also the third eye. So if you happen feeling any like scratchy throat or sensations around the throat chakra, also the stomach, maybe like an uneasiness or like a digestive issues, or when you tap into this energy, or even when you're listening to it, maybe there's like an uneasy feeling in your solar plexus. So of course, listen to if it feels right for you, but if you do feel a resonance with it, it actually could be because this, again, like no longer resonates with you, and your intuition and your gut is telling you to release it now and to move forward. Also something about music in general, also the piano. Somebody could play the piano. For some specific, I was hearing years and years. So this even could be a cycle that you've been meant to release for years and years. And again, up and down, on and off, questioning this for a while, thinking about it for a while. There was a strong emphasis on tension in the body. If this is for you, you've been feeling tense, or when you tap into this, you feel tense, maybe your muscles tense. I was hearing but you don't want to hear it. And that's where that maybe trigger, warning comes in for some of you, that this resonates on those deeper levels, but it's almost like your ego doesn't maybe want to hear it for some of you. Also 222, I was hearing the name Crystal, Chris, something about donuts. I don't know, someone could be eating a donut. Also raven, that could be someone's name or something about a raven. And as I said before, like burping, coughing, sneezing, maybe during this reading, and horses. Yeah, and you may have reached a dead end. And for some specific, you have just released yourself from a relationship or the idea of that, or that's been brewing for a while, that you can't hold on to that person anymore. And there could be a specific person who either has not changed or will not change, or just hasn't, nothing's moved with that for a while. So yeah, the main point of the message is just to say to not squeeze yourself into that box anymore, because it's affected you more than you know, and you're not supposed to be in that small box. So let's go ahead and open up and see if there's anything else, if this kind of sounds like it could be for you. Spirit's saying a smooth transition. So for some of you, there is a need for like a smooth transition into this message or into this truth. Or you have been working on, if it is something like recent that you've ended or that you've come to realize, it's maybe there's some advice to like ease yourself into it. You don't have to force the change. You don't have to take the message on too like harshly, but to have a smooth transition. For others of you, this could just be that you are ready to transition into like a different career path or a different part of your life, that somehow this is either advice or what you've already been doing is like smoothing into that. Maybe things you can change in your lifestyle or something like that to make this more easy for you and for anyone else involved. So anything else for someone very specific, this could just be maybe how you would know this is for you. For some reason, I don't know how this connects with the message, but I was saying a donut before, and now they're talking about like a lot of sweets. Somebody could be eating like too many sweets, and it's almost causing like not good health, or you're over consuming food. But for some, it's like donuts or chocolates or sweets or candies. So someone may need to watch their sugar intake. I'm not sure how that connects with the message, but that was coming through. Yeah, and this is kind of one of those messages here too that is like very urgent or strong almost, because I'm hearing your guides come through to say, please hear us, but also like, please look ahead. And they're showing me this huge like castle, but there's like grass growing, you know, really high. And there's some kind of barren landscape that you're in right now, or that you're coming out of. And so they really want someone to like, please see where you could go. Please see what's possible for you. And again, they want to bring up that this has maybe been like quite some time. I don't know if you've been like piddling with this idea to change directions for quite a while, or it comes in waves. Like sometimes you have the urge to do it, and then sometimes it kind of goes away. Maybe sometimes you get this wave of like anger or frustration, but then it kind of goes away. So this may be like the turning point moment where it can no longer be denied, or it can no longer be ignored. I keep seeing the piano. And that's kind of that mixed bag. I don't know if this is career or relationship or both. I can't tell for everyone where it fits in. Yeah, and for someone, maybe this is just very specific, but maybe you went through like a Saturn return recently, or there's something about Saturn involved in this dynamic in your birth chart and some kind of transits that you're moving through. But if not, it could also just be, and my nose is getting itchy, so that's also something else too. This energy wants to be like heard, but it also feels like it's, I don't know, it's like kind of nagging in a way. But there could be this like challenge here that's coming to an end, or needs to come to an end, having to do with maybe a chapter of your life here as well for quite a while. And they are showing me two people now, but both people, their heart chakra looks very dull. It's like both of their heart chakras are like a dingy green color. So again, I don't know if this is, I'm not sure if this is you and a person, if this is maybe for some of you, this is mirrored between you and another person or somebody that you're in a soul connection with. getting Taurus energy. I'm also seeing bulls. Again, bulls, horses. It's almost like I'm seeing the bull in like a bull riding, like kind of just going crazy. So something needs to be like let loose here. Something has to be let go of. But it's like we're leading up to this, or it feels like it's hard to get through here. For someone, you could be spending time doing a lot of thinking and pondering right now. Again, maybe you have like a big choice to make, or someone here has a big choice to make. Maybe spending time near the ocean. I'm also hearing Spirit is trying to lead you to the right people. And this is also maybe specific, but I am getting for some of you, maybe there's been either a group of people or just many people over your life that have not proven to be like trustworthy, or just have not been a good friend or a good partner. Maybe you have felt very alone, and Spirit's really trying to bring this message through so that you can meet the right people, or like have the like authentic people in your life. And they really want that for somebody. For someone here, it could be from Mexico. Or there could be a trip to Mexico. But yeah, Spirit really wants that for you. And I am getting that this eclipse window that we're in, if you do find it when I'm posting it, could bring through a lot of truths for some of you that are going to be hard to ignore. And for a large portion of this reading, for a lot of you, maybe it's like half and half, but for a lot of you, this does have to do with your love life. And you've been feeling, again, for some of you, it's like you don't either fully understand this because you still have like a blind spot, or you don't want to hear it, but you deserve some other love, or you deserve a better love, or you deserve now to move into a different direction in your love life than to stay stuck or to stay hoping for something. And it's kind of, I'm just seeing it kind of being broken down in that half of you where this is about love. There's then another half in that half that have a big blind spot here, and you don't see this at all. So you're still kind of in a denial maybe. And that's okay. That could just be where you are in the process. But others of you do know this deep down. And this is kind of a bit of like a painful message. I can feel it. I'm just being shown somebody like ripping into their heart and pulling it out. So there's something that feels very difficult here to hear. I don't know where it fits with everyone. Maybe this is like a long-term relationship that you have to leave behind. I'm not sure, but and for some of you, I'm hearing the word rebirth. Specifically, I'm hearing you're in your rebirth stage or rebirth chapter, or you will soon be in that rebirth chapter. Yeah, a transition, higher self, rising above. The third eye was coming through too. So that could be where there could be like a little bit of a blockage around someone's third eye, to where they're not seeing this clearly. And now they're kind of, I mean, this could be like a different branch of energy. There's quite a bit coming up here, but for maybe the other half of you where this is more about career maybe, or work, or even both. So there could be another aspect of it here, or just your life path and certain things you've been needing to release within yourself. This could be a lot of, I'm hearing like a big karmic purge that has something to do with like past lives, and this loosening of the grip of like where you thought you were going to end up, or what you thought was possible at some point. With this getting nowhere, there's this spinning of recognizing from a higher self level that you are ready to expand in your career, or you're ready to branch off into expression of yourself more, to be in maybe some kind of career path that allows you to be more authentic. Whatever needs to be healed to allow that to happen. Yeah, so here's this ring. Again, there could be a contract involved for somebody. Neptune. I'm hearing activated and healed on a cellular level. Yeah, and so this could be either category that you're in. There's a balancing that's happening, and I was actually seeing a card from a deck from the Starseed deck when I was shuffling. I think a card did come through about some sort of deep activation or cellular healing, and it showed somebody just laying down and receiving like the codes and things like that. So wherever you fall in line with this message here, I feel you're being healed on a deep level, and you could be called to that right now or very soon in the upcoming days or weeks to really focus on balance and meditation, because it seems like there is somewhere that you're meant to go with this writer, or there could be some news of change that's coming through. Yeah, the Chariot. And here is the World. There's Saturn. I'm seeing like multiple keys on a ring, and I'm hearing so many opportunities or so many chances. So it's like you have so much that's coming in for you if you allow this in, accepting your blessings. Believe that the door of abundance is waiting for you. So if you are struggling to see that, believe that the door of abundance is waiting for you. Be aware of what you're doing, or if what you're doing fits the big picture, and ask yourself what new actions you can take to elevate higher. Because I'm just seeing like doors swinging open and shut, and they're almost, it's hard to know where we're going. Everything that you want is waiting for you on the other side of the walls you built. Let your guard down and let life in. Yeah, so maybe all of this has kind of accumulated to make you build walls and to be afraid of your blessings subconsciously, or to be afraid of change. This could be, again, some of you may have lived a very difficult or challenging life, or the last several years or so for some of you could have been very difficult. And again, kind of like they said before, there's so much waiting for you. If you allow that, it's all about inner peace right now, finding balance, finding inner peace. Yeah, they really want someone to believe right now that things can happen, that good things can happen for you. And for someone specific, I feel like seeing like a lot of beliefs that have been like almost like burned in you. I'm seeing, I don't know if this is from like parents or parental figures, or other people, or this past relationship maybe. But again, maybe you don't see it or know it, but it's kind of become normal for you to believe that you don't deserve that, or that's been kind of the norm for you for a while. And so it's all about someone rebalancing their sense of inner peace so that good things can really come in for you. And I think it starts with this healing of chaos, as we see here, and trusting of the universe. And if it does resonate specifically with someone that you've just had like a tower moment, where you've just been required almost in a way to leave something behind, there is a definite higher reason for this right now. And they really want you to trust that. If you've just been suddenly put into a new situation, or if suddenly a big change has happened for you, it was not because that was the right long-term situation for you. It was because that was not for your highest good. As they were saying here, yes, it's time to go. It's time to go beyond. There's so much more out there. Your energy can no longer be sustainable in that contract or cycle or situation. So it was maybe divine intervention, if that's the case. And so this surrender of the white flag is to say that we have to accept where the universe is taking us now. Raise your vibration. Joy and contentment. There's this bird singing outside, if you hear that. So do the work, joy and contentment. Let's see if there's anything else, Spirit, that you want to say, and I will pull some charms. Yeah, so karmic relationships. So that's what we were seeing for a lot of you. Again, I'm seeing door slammed shut, and I'm hearing it's sealed now. The door is like permanently sealed. Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Yeah, and they're showing me this interesting image of like you as the viewer kind of like stretching your neck to look back or something, or look around you at places that maybe have been shut, if that's the case. Or maybe for others of you, you're trying to peek into what someone else is up to that's just specific. Whatever it is that you're trying to like, I don't know, that you're entangled in somehow, or that you have not been able to stop looking back at or looking at. There's this like barrier of protection here blocking the view of that even right now from you, because of this need for self-care and nourishment. And for some, this could be that you do acknowledge this and you're like kind of ready for this. And so again, there's several groups of you for this, several different timelines. Maybe you are fully aware of all of this in the reading and you're ready for it, and you're kind of almost excited for your rebirth, and you've been knowing that like this is the path of like the new me or the new healing journey for myself, and you feel really good about it. And in that case, yes, you're on the right path here, and you have been doing the work, and this is something that you have a whole lot of protection around you to assist you with doing that work. And this is about creating, and for some, yes, there could be a move coming in for someone with this ley lines here and the Chariot. You could be meant to move into a different location now, physically, an environment. I'm hearing that's where things will multiply. Yeah, so if that resonates, it could even be that Spirit is intentionally moving you out of an actual physical environment, whether it's a relationship, a town, a city, a job, because your light is meant now to be somewhere else, because you have fulfilled the duty and the contract in that other space. And it could be hard sometimes for the ego to accept that. And if you are going through a period of ill health, or this has already been what's happened, or you're attached to someone who's in this ill place or just not a good place, same thing here that's coming through. Trust that there's a divine purpose, that you're being rerouted away from that right now. Opportunity or windfall. You are on the road to success. Someone could be moving near the mountains, maybe. This could also be affairs with your family, or this block here that you built around your heart has come from your family, or what has been instilled in you at a young age. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about with this protection. I put this right on top of here. There's some kind of like fierce protector around you that really wants to see you happy, but also really wants to, I don't know, guide you on the right path. Let me see. Yeah, towards your happiness. If you've been feeling dissatisfied, or if you are entangled with somebody who's causing more dissatisfaction, or would cause more dissatisfaction if you kept holding on to the idea or the actual relationship of that, because they want you to be successful here with money as well. That's what I was seeing with that castle. So if it's a career message, you are meant to make a lot more money. They just said something about that here. That's where things will multiply. So your abundance, your money will multiply once you remove yourself from this environment, situation, that you would intuitively understand that it can't work anymore. It's not good for you anymore. Yeah. If there's one person connected to it, this person is not a good person, or they're not trustworthy. It could also just be someone who's heavily in their ego, is a karmic partner. Yeah, some kind of just, it's not a good feeling over here. It could also be causing issues in your money and your finances. Balance is really key, and this is just a temporary problem. And I want to point out here that this is at the bottom too, the Star Keeper. Some of you could resonate with that. Cosmic ancestor, see the light by staying grounded. And that's what I'm seeing here before we go into the specifics and get some charms. I'm just seeing that you, whoever this group of people is, you likely have been tested a lot of times in your life, or it's something that feels like you're meant to use this opportunity to rise up and to elevate here, your energy. And it's really important to stay balanced and grounded. And that's why you're so protected. That's why you're so fiercely guarded and protected, is because sometimes things can come through to activate you on a deeper level, but also to kind of throw you off course, or to create distractions for you. And I think it really circles back to the very beginning about being stuffed in a box that is too small for you, because you were never meant to be contained in a box. So yeah, it just feels like, basically, to put it simply, you're now meant to be elsewhere. Your energy is needed in bigger and better horizons, and also possibly new relationships, new people, new atmospheres, new environments. That's where you're now being guided to, in a way that is almost very uncontrollable, that you won't be able to control. So yes, it's time to go. Yes, it's time to accept this journey, and to really unblock your throat chakra, and for Spirit to step in to help that and to assist you with that, so that you can experience happiness and love and abundance and making more money and everything, really. So be very open to any kind of incoming offer, because this is the split off point. And lastly, they want to repeat that this is the time to co-create in a deeper way with Spirit. So the blockages kind of need to be removed so that you can co-create in that deeper way. So let's see if there's any specifics for how you would know that this is for you, and then I'll pull a few charms. How would the viewers know if this reading is for them? So I'm hearing that you would know this is for you because you're highly empathic, almost at the point of like a sponge, I'm seeing, just like absorbing everything. So maybe you've noticed that if you go into like a certain environment or be around certain people, you will instantly feel that you take on that energy. And I have the urge to sneeze again. So that's kind of what I was saying before. There could be like Spirit won't allow you almost to be in spaces with certain people, or to stay attached to certain timelines that are only going to hold you down. And so they can see that from a higher perspective. So yes, you could be extremely empathic and sensitive, especially in the environment and the like, I keep saying atmosphere. So something just in your environment. Someone could be wearing pink today. Someone could have stubbed their toe in the last maybe 1 or 2 days or so, or you may stub your toe today, hopefully not. Yeah, for a lot of you, they want to bring, again, the message about tension in the body. So that seems to be a really big confirmation for someone. You may notice this when you're just relaxing, or there's tension in your body somehow, in your muscles. And some of you could have been feeling a little bit low recently. You may have been feeling either tired or a little uninspired. They are showing kind of the crown chakra to be a little dim right now, or kind of clogged. And they're showing kind of like a dark room. So maybe you've been feeling a little bit low. You may need to also like open your windows and let the air circulate. Bring in some fresh energy. Someone may have made a change in their diet most recently, or you decided to start eating healthier. Something about a shopping mall. Maybe you're at a shopping mall right now, or you recently went to a shopping mall. I'm hearing the name Candace. Brown. That could be somebody's last name. Anything else? How would they know that this is for them? It's raining here right now, but they want to say it could be raining somewhere where you are as well. Someone could be a teacher, a professor, or that could be the path that you want to move towards. I'm hearing the name Matt. Someone could have had a plumbing issue most recently. You may have found a feather, or you really have some kind of connection with feathers. Maybe you collect feathers. And something about Mars, something in your natal chart or some kind of transit, I don't know, something is important about Mars. Or you could have somebody who has a strong Mars in your life, like maybe a lot of Aries or Scorpio placements, but they could be a little bit like, I don't know, aggressive like this here, or someone who has created a bit of disharmony in your life. And I'm hearing the name Hannah. And lastly, again, someone could be a little bit stagnant recently. Maybe you haven't been really moving a lot or moving your body. Maybe you've been, something about the home feels stagnant. Maybe, I don't know, haven't opened the blinds or the windows in a while. Something feels a little stuffed. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a few charms here and then we'll leave the reading there. This shell popped out. I was getting something about someone, I was seeing specifically standing at the shoreline of the ocean and just doing a lot of thinking and meditating and just absorbing that. So someone could find a lot of balance near the water and the ocean specifically. A butterfly flew out here on the side. So we do have a star. So this is saying that there is some kind of opportunity here for a bigger blessing, or for maybe some sort of, like big opportunity. We do also have the number 8, which is about progress, moving from like the 7 challenge to number 8. So something about 8 could be significant for you, but there's definitely a movement here into a good direction. We also have a little lion or cat here. So that's about also confidence, maybe taking your power back, feeling confident. We do have a unicorn, so there's this rare soul again of you, or a lot of blessings in the magical kind of realms, or you're needed there. The clouds, this we have here too, this will pass, or this is a temporary kind of thing. We do have this amethyst crystal. So I was talking about the crown chakra. Someone may want to have a amethyst crystal, wear that, maybe put it over your crown chakra. Something feels a little blocked there. Also to connect with spirit. We do have a crown, so this is about moving towards, again, like your honoring path, towards some position that will put you in a higher up place. It's important to preserve your peace with this peace sign here. Also inviting in peace in your home. We have Gemini, someone could be a Gemini. We have another star. We have a airplane, so yeah, there's definitely, for a lot of you, there could be travel here. Seems to have come up a few times. We have a letter, so there could be some news coming in. We have this cat in a mug. We do have a turtle, so things could be a little slow. Again, the ocean, maybe someone is moving near the water. We have believe. It's important to believe right now, they keep saying. There could be a love coming in, or you're meant to move into a loving partnership, or to bring in more love. We have a ruler, so maybe like measuring something, or almost like I'm getting on top of this cloud, like a time to reevaluate. We have this skull here. We have this little symbol here, and then we have a little heart. And then we also have a dog. Someone could have a little dog like this. So I will leave the reading here. I hope that this could resonate with whoever it was for. If you did enjoy it or resonate with it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and I will talk to you all next time. Take care and lots of love.